Welcome into the Deep Slant podcast presented by Xfinity. Count on a powerful and secure Wi-Fi connection for all your devices. Xfinity XFi. Can your internet do that? All right, it's a bonus edition of the Deep Slant podcast following the Week 6 win for the Houston Texans over the New Orleans Saints. 20-13 is the final score. Had a chance to catch up with some players in the locker room to talk about the win. We're going to start it off with Tytus Howard. I'm going to say offensive lineman because he has played right tackle, but this year he's doing left guard duty. So run game was able to get going a little bit more today. And of course, CJ Stroud, another tremendous performance from him, a couple of touchdowns in the win. Texans are 3-3 heading into the bye. Had a chance to catch up with Tytus Howard, had a chance to catch up with Nico and Jalen Pitre on defense. So I'm going to throw these all right into the podcast. So let's kick it off with Tytus Howard right here on the Deep Slant podcast presented by Xfinity. Titus, that was a heads-up play by you to recover the fumble. What went on in your head in that play?
Man, really, I was just back there playing safety. I was like, I'm the last guy. If he could get past me, it's a touchdown. So I seen Nico punch the ball out, and ball really came right to me. I was like, I got to just jump on the ball and get it.
The offense was clicking in the first half. How did you feel about how the offensive line performed?
Oh, yeah, we came out strong. I feel like as a group, we did better in the run game this week against a good team that was real good against the run, one of the top defenses in the league. We rushed for over 100 yards. We eliminated the big plays and stuff like that, and we only had one turnover on the game. So I feel like as a group, we did out there and perform at a high level.
What did you think of the run game? There were like several guys in there in the run game between Singletary and Boone and Damian. What did you think of what they did and the mix of those?
Those guys fought hard, man. They ran hard. Coach did a good job of keeping all of them fresh. That was the whole plan, and I'm just proud of those boys, man. I'm happy to be one of the offensive linemen to get a block for them.
Great stuff from Tytus Howard. Texans run game, 120 yards on the ground between Singletary, Pierce, Xavier Hutchinson, Mike Boone, and of course CJ Stroud brought it in with a couple of yards as well. So let's switch gears. Let's talk to Nico, who led the receivers with 4 catches for 80 yards, averaged 20 yards a catch. And I didn't even ask him about the forced fumble that he had on CJ Stroud's first career interception, but he did plenty of nice things in the receiving game. So we're going to start right there with Nico Collins. Nico, you had a couple of really deep passes in today's game. How have you thought about your chemistry so far with CJ, and what did you think of his performance today?
Man, it was a great game, man. We needed this win coming to it. We knew what type of team Saints was going to be. So we knew it was going to come down to the small details this week, man, and just finishing. But CJ, man, that dude's a dog. He's a baller. It shows every week. He continues to grow, and it continues to show every single week. And that chemistry, man, with everybody is only going to get better, continue to grow.
Heading into the bye, 3-3, how do you feel about this team and where you're at?
It's big time, man. We for sure want to go into the bye with a win, feeling good. We didn't want to go into the bye with a loss. So this week, man, we really harped on just finishing. Let's leave it all out there, man. Leave it all out. Let's go out there and have fun. And that's what we did today. Sure.
And no Tank today. How did you feel like the rest of the receivers really stepped up? It seemed like Xavier was in there doing some different things as well.
Yeah, man. It was sad not to have my dog out there, man. We missed him for sure. But, we knew it was time for to step up. Everybody step up another level. Tune it up one bit. But when he come back, man, we rolling. And can't wait to have him back.
All right, let's get the defense team here to talk about what the defense has been up to. Jalen Pitre finished the game with 6 tackles. We saw a lot of injuries in the secondary, saw injuries at safety between Jimmy Ward, Jalen Pitre. They're finally playing together and doing some nice things on the back end. And, of course, the secondary, Shaq Griffin was back in there, had some big plays on defense as well. So let's catch up with Jimmy Ward, who talks about what it's like heading into the bye and what he thinks about what the defense has done so far. You've had a lot of changes in the secondary between the cornerbacks and the safeties and all the injuries. Where do you feel like the communication's at with you guys right now?
I think it's good. I feel like we have a close group. We're doing a good job at communicating and making sure that everybody is ready when, it's their time. So, I'm excited. Whoever's out there, we're going to have good energy, and we're going to continue to play hard.
What did you think of Steven Nelson? He nearly had a pick earlier, and then he missed, and then at the end of the game was able to finish the game.
Yeah, Steve, he big-time playmaker, gonna make plays every time he in the game. If the ball is up, it's probably gonna be his. So, I'm glad that he play on our team. He's a corner in the defensive back room with me, so, it makes my job a lot easier because, Steve be out there strapping stuff, so it's fun to be out there with him.
And that's going to do it for the Deep Slant Podcast bonus episode, a fun one at NRG Stadium. Texans heading into Week 7 with a bye and a 3-3 record. Tytus Howard gets his first career fumble recovery, and I'm pretty sure that was Nico Collins' first forced fumble as well of his career. And we are excited to bring it back after the bye. Week 8, Texans are back at home against Tampa Bay, and then they'll be on the road at Carolina, and that'll be a wrap for the NFC South. And that is going to be a wrap for this Deep Slant Podcast. Stay tuned for more coverage as the week continues. I'll probably have a podcast this week, even though it is a bye, but hopefully we can bring you more of these bonus episodes. So be sure to subscribe to the podcast, like it, and you won't miss a single episode, especially after Texans games. Thanks so much for listening. And as always, go Texans.